This is the JTV Caribbean News. I am Sean Rose. The Cayman Islands government says it wants to sign the U.S. FATCA agreement as soon as possible, now that all discussions between the British Overseas Territory and the U.S. Treasury on FATCA have been concluded. Cayman 27's Tammy Solomon reports.
I don't think there's a real choice. This is something that we have to deal with.
Financial Services Minister Wayne Panton says the Cayman Islands has initialed the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, signaling the end of negotiations with the United States.
I think it provides a great deal of certainty for our financial services industry. It allows us to provide that framework so that we can comply with the FATCA requirements going forward.
Once the agreement is signed, financial institutions will have to send account information to the Cayman Islands Tax Information Authority, where there will be an automatic exchange with the IRS.
The genesis of FATCA is clearly a suspicion that that U.S. citizens and residents who are taxable, who are subject to U.S. tax, are not doing the appropriate filings.
Minister Panton says he understands that there are some who are concerned about what signing the agreement means and how much information the U.S. will now be able to collect from people's accounts. But he says Cayman must go along with the tide as long as there's a level playing field.
There are some issues that clients may be concerned with, but this is something that is essentially going to be of global application. It is a part of the new environment for doing business globally. And
he says this can only help dispel the myth the Cayman Islands is a tax haven.
We are chipping away at that perception, and this is clearly just one more step along that path to demonstrate that Cayman is truly an international financial center of a good reputation and well regulated.
Minister Panton says government is now looking at amending legislation so that all is in line with Cayman's new tax deal with the U.S. Tammy Solomon, Cayman 27.
The economy of the Turks and Caicos Islands is projected to grow by 3.4% this year, according to estimates released by the government's Department of Strategic Policy and Planning. However, the department cautioned that actual growth will depend on the recovery of the United States economy and the government's ability to diversify. According to Caribbean Journal, last year the territory's economy declined by 2.1%, or a total of $540.6 million in 2012. The tourism sector declined by 3.5%, which led to a substantial portion of last year's decline, as the sector accounts for roughly 42.8% of the TCI's total GDP. The projection for this year's GDP is around $558.9 million. Turks and Caicos Department of Strategic Policy and Planning said construction was projected to increase in the last quarter of this year, followed by a surge in 2014, as tourism projects like the West Caicos project and the JW Marriott get underway. Haiti's Ministry of Tourism has signed a framework cooperation agreement with the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture on the theme of agrotourism. The agreement covers the potential development of themed agrotourism routes in sectors like cocoa and water in Haiti's Central Plateau and in the Grand Anse Department. Haiti has been planning to develop niche tourism sectors like ecotourism and agrotourism as part of its wider strategy, particularly on the island of Île Vache. Haiti's Ministry of Tourism will be participating in the Caribbean Week of Agriculture in Guyana in the beginning of October. The Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture works to promote sustainable agriculture in the region. St. Kitts and Nevis says it is predicting a significant increase in cruise traffic for the upcoming tourist season. The government says it is predicting around 750,000 cruise passengers by conservative estimates, according to Tourism Minister Ricky Skerritt. That would be a record for the Twin Island Federation, which is expecting 183 ship days this coming season. Skerritt said St. Kitts began testing its cruise pier 2 years ago, bringing the Allure of the Seas, which is called an Oasis-class ship, which has proven to the world the capacity of the island's pier. St. Kitts is currently planning to build a second pier at Port Zante in Bastia, which Skerritt said was very close to starting its construction. Puerto Rico's government has launched a new project called Posadas or Inns, which aims to diversify its tourism offering while providing unique historical and cultural experiences. The new initiative began this week with the opening of the $5.1 million La Posada San Blas en Coamo, which will have 19 rooms. The Posadas project, launched by the Puerto Rico Tourism Company, aims to create a network of small and medium-sized inns and guest houses in traditional urban centers. The inns must have a minimum of 7 rooms and a maximum of 75 rooms to participate in the program. Hotel operators are required to build alliances and agreements with local businesses to supply merchandise, food services, laundry, and other operations, with the ultimate goal of multiplying the economic impact in these areas. The former Canil Bay A. Rosewood Resort has rebranded itself as an independent property in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The property will relaunch under the official name Canil Bay Resort in St. John in time for the new season beginning November 1, it announced recently. Nikolai Hutz, managing director at Canil Bay Resort, said Canil Bay has an incredible heritage started by the Rockefellers, and it is a legacy that they look forward to developing while preserving the area's tranquility. He said they look forward to this new chapter as an independent resort. The relaunch will also feature the debut of a new restaurant and a new coffee shop. Canil Bay is planning to renovate all of its guest rooms beginning in 2014, with completion in phases over the next 2 to 3 years. For the JTV Caribbean News, Sean Rose.
And coming up next on JTV News, Sean Rose brings us an update on the passenger dock at Mangonil Bottom in Virgin Gorda, and meet the first recipient of the Lime for Local and Talented, an aspiring international model, Kadia Turnbull.